माननीय अनंत शर्मा जी।
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Chairman. We have carefully listened to the statement of the Honorable External Affairs Minister. It's comprehensive, gives a detailed account of the armed conflict or the war between Russia and Ukraine and the difficulties and challenges that India faced. There are times, sir, when country faces such challenges, even away from the armed conflict or military conflict, when India in the past and now speaks in one voice, the concern of our country was about our students, our citizens, and one thing is appreciable and commendable rather, the work that has been done by the Ministry of External Affairs, our diplomats, our missions abroad. It is not easy. It's an evacuation in the war. I want to, before I seek the clarification, mention before this August House that there were many requests that I had received personally, and there was one occasion when I reached out to India's Foreign Secretary at 1 in the morning, and I got the response back at 1:22, and the student was contacted and taken out and taken to the border. There were many more cases where I have the names when prompt responses by the control room were there. Since those officers who were doing this work are not present here, I considered it my duty to place on record our appreciation and for the good work. At any time of day and night, those officers were available. Sir, I am also proud as an Indian that our country has once again reaffirmed its sterling record in such situations when Indian Air Force and Indian Navy has risen to the occasions. As you would recall, sir, in 70s in Beirut, in Lebanon, Gulf War, Iran-Iraq conflict, and umpteen occasions when our officers, our Air Force and our Navy undertook large-scale evacuation operations. Therefore, we are happy that our students have been brought back, most of them safe. There is one tragedy which could not have been helped, but we were worried about Kharkiv and Sumy, that whether they can be evacuated until the very end, and therefore it's a big relief for the nation. And also what I have noted in the statement is about the coordination with the states so that those who were brought back are taken back promptly. I'm referring to the state paras 22 to 25 of Honorable Minister's statement. We are presently tenure member in the UN Security Council. India is a large country which has enormous stakes both in Russia and in Ukraine. And India has good relationship, a special strategic partnership with Russia and also with Ukraine, where we have done the right thing to extend humanitarian assistance. What is the assessment and what efforts are being made by our government at the UN Security Council for effective interventions for early cessation of armed conflict and a resumption of dialogue for a negotiated resolution of issues between Ukraine and Russia? I ask this question, sir, because knowing fully well that diplomacy is not loud, everything sometimes is not stated, but I hope that we are making the efforts and we would like that reassurance. And lastly, sir, the statement does refer to para 24 in particular about the fallout on India and the major economic implications. There are two aspects. One is related to the economic fallout due to the high oil and gas prices, to what extent it affects our energy security. Yes, it upsets the budgetary calculations, we all are conscious of that, which is based on $75 per barrel of crude, but this shot up to 130.
Manya Anand ji, please be.
I'm concluding.
Please.
Equally important and a matter of concern for India would be, though there is, Minister has referred to that, touched that, about our defense supplies, because we dependent to a large extent, and from both the countries, mainly from Russia. In a war, they are bound to be disrupted. We also face threat on our borders. How we take timely action to ensure that there is no disruption.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you, Manya. Please, माननीय सदस्यगण, क्लेरिफिकेशंस के लिए नाम पहले से आए